So this girl, right, that made these accusations, she made a series of TikTok videos
and posts. Yeah.
Yeah. We can go ahead and play some of these videos.
Some deleted, some
and react to them. Oh, she deleted some of them?
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
I saw 3 originally.
Yeah. All right.
Did she delete them all?
She tried to, but someone obviously people always record and keep
they
content.
started cooking, yeah.
So here's the first video. And it's crazy because her friend or his friend is involved with this. I think it might be a translator. She mentions a bunch of times here. I believe his name is Mel.
Yeah, his manager. FYI, this girl's on OnlyFans, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
So, take what you want with that information.
Go figure.
All right, go ahead.
There we go.
Clear also, that picture that I posted where everyone is saying that it looks like I'm a fan that asked him to take a picture with me, I did not ask for that picture. I asked for no pictures. I didn't know who this man was.
She's referring to a picture they took together
with him after asking me to record her sparring with him. And then he asked on everyone that I know and love's life, he asked for pictures with me. I did not ask for those pictures. He asked his...
Anytime someone says, oh, on everyone I know's life, I swear, they're more than likely lying.
Or they say, trust me.
Yeah, like some bullshit like that.
We gotta say it.
Can we Google real quick the photo that she's talking about, guys? Google this chick and then type in Alex Pereira. You're probably going to see it right in Google Images.
They're in the street as well.
Yeah, they're in the street. She's wearing like a yellow dress or something like that.
Why would he want a photo with her?
That's what I thought was strange.
I'm like, bitch, who are you?
Yeah, that's why I was like, son's off here.
Oh, man.
It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, we keep going while we pull up that picture.
I know he gets
assistant to ask my friend after he asked to take the pictures. He asked his assistant to ask my friend to have me send the pictures to her, and then she sends it to my assistant because he wanted the pictures, because it was probably a trophy for him. I did not ask for those pictures. That's besides the point. But basically, his assistant sends us an Uber to where we are after the UFC fight and brings us back to the Courtyard Marriott, where we were supposed to be waiting for Alex to get back from an interview, I think he said. And then we were going to go out. He was talking about going to strip clubs and like having a fun night while we were all in New Jersey, New York for the weekend. We wait for like 2 hours for Alex to come while his friend is on the phone talking about like kids with cancer and big money transfers and things that had to do with Alex. And we were like, hey, it's getting kind of late. Like, is Alex coming? Like, what's the plan? Should we just go back home? Because we're kind of tired. Like, if we're going to have plans, can we like get on with it? Because it's already getting very late. At this point, I think it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. Eventually, Alex comes to the hotel room after the interview that he was at, and he says that he doesn't want to go out. He wants to enjoy the time that he has with the people he's with. Some bullshit like that. And then he takes off his clothes, gets into bed, orders food, and then is trying to get me to get into bed with him. My friend and me and the translator are all sitting on the couch, and he's just sitting in bed staring at me and telling his translator to tell me things and trying to convince me to get into bed with him. I eventually get into bed with him because I was naive.
Yo. Accountability to the highest degree, right? So we're gonna say, all right, he waited 2 hours for this man, right? He gets in bed, wants to eat some food. He's ordering food, right? You got 2 options. You can leave right there and then say, you know what? I'm going home, nigga. You took 2 hours to come. I'm out. Or you can say, you know what? This Alex Pereira, he's pretty hot. I'm going to bed. Mind you, you got your friend there too as well.
Just so you know, she likes Hispanic guys, by the way. She literally has it on her thing that's her type. Is literally this dude's archetype, by the way.
100%. Like I said, tall, good-looking paws, champion fighter. And obviously, guys, whenever a guy's a fighter, he's an edge because like he has that like danger to like hit somebody and really hurt them, and girls love that type of like danger. Long story short, though, she chose to actually stick going bed with him, which is funny because like she says now it's great, but we'll continue though.
This is the photo that we're talking
there you go,
about
in the street, yeah.
And this is what she put as the effing predator that likes to grape in the rectum.
And fun fact, she got no ass.
Thanks, Fresh.
No problem, man.
Yeah, thank you for...
Hey, I was in Barbados. There's hella ass there. Oh, by the way, guys, I posted a video of us on the yacht and doing some fun stuff in Barbados on Castle Club only. That vlog is up right now. Go check it out. It's lit. Cool.
Boom.
Yes, I didn't think that anything was going to happen. My friend was there with me. I had told her not to leave me at any point. She had told me not to leave her with the assistant at any point. I thought that we were going to be fine. I thought I was going to be able to maybe try and get myself comfortable by getting into bed with him and cuddling with him if there was people in the room. I just have problems of my own. I have trauma. This is not the first time that this has happened to me. It's just naive, I guess.
Let's be honest here, though. Most
I don't know, but I was thinking I
have trauma from either childhood
don't know why I got
or
into
recent
bed with
people
him.
that they've been with. But the fact is, her friend was there. She could be like, "Yo, girl, I don't want to be here. Let's leave." Where's the accountability here, bro? But let's continue.
Never is any.
Never. Believe all women. There we go.
My friend was there. So was the assistant. I thought I was going to be fine. He starts touching me down there repeatedly. I keep pushing him off. I keep pushing his hand off. I keep bringing his hand back up to like my waist so that we can just like cuddle, because I'm comfortable with cuddling. I'm not comfortable with putting out with somebody that I don't know. I just met literally for the first time. He's huge, scary, doesn't speak any of my language, and I wasn't comfortable putting out with him because that's just not what I do.
He's Brazilian. You should know that. He's a translator. Ta-da! Merry Christmas. You didn't know that? Bro, come on, man. Sorry, my voice is gone, guys, from all the shouting, but like, think she's dumb.
He keeps touching me. I keep pushing him off. Eventually, me and my friend say that we're very tired and we would like to go to sleep. They turn all the lights off. My friend and the assistant get into bed. It's a queen-size bed that they get into. I'm in a queen-size bed right next to it with Alex. Me and my friend are on the inside of the bed looking at each other under the blankets. He keeps pulling the blanket over me, keeps trying to touch me. I feel suffocated. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know what to do. I've pushed him off so many times at this point, and he's not taking the hint, and these men are clearly not caring about my comfortability.
Pause.
Mind you, again,
To be fair, if it's been going on for a long period of time and you're with a girl in bed and she's like not comfortable, just stop. However, here's the other part of this as well. If you're still in bed with a man you want to have sex with and you feel like this is not good, just leave. Like why stay there and endure that if you don't want it? And then I'm like, hold on. Maybe you actually did want it, but you didn't want it to seem easy. But as a result, though, you stayed there and know this is happening. Like if I had a daughter and she went to this guy's house, sweetheart, it's what, late night? You're in bed with him alone? What do you think's gonna happen? You think niggas want to just cuddle? Niggas want to fuck? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know, bro. What do you think about that? Like,
I'll wait until she finishes her story and I'll give mine.
man, it's just like, bruh.
Go ahead.
Why you stay though?
just to be clear also, from walking around New York in heels for like 10
Bro, would you even smash this? On a slow Tuesday, maybe. But she got no ass, nigga. Just saying.
Why you always say that?
Dude, she doesn't have any.
Hold on, one second. You buffering?
All right, loading.
Just, I was naive, I guess. I guess you could say I asked for it by getting into bed with him. I didn't know that this was gonna happen.
Chama.
I'm pushing him off of me. He won't get off. He eventually pulls my underwear and my pants down to around like halfway on my thighs, and I push him off again. He gets out of bed, he starts screaming and putting his socks and his clothes on. I'm terrified because I don't know what's happening. My pants are around my legs after I told him no and pushed him off, and he's screaming in another language. Me and my friend are looking at each other, hiding under the blankets, like about to start bawling our eyes
Portuguese.
out. And he starts telling his translator that he doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him and my friend, and that he wants them to leave. His translator and my friend leave the hotel room. His translator and my friend leave the hotel room. He immediately starts trying to take my clothes off. He starts trying to take my socks off. I try to tell him no, because I have blisters on my feet from walking around New York in heels for like 10 hours the night before, and I had band-aids on my blisters, and they were going to get ripped off with my socks. I tried to explain to him, don't take my socks off, please. He didn't understand that. So at that point, I'm like, okay, fuck. I'm in a room with a huge man that doesn't speak English. He's not understanding what I'm saying. He doesn't give a fuck because I've pushed him off so many times, and he doesn't care. And he like got up and screamed and scared me into staying in the room with him and making his assistant and my friend leave the room. At this point, I know what's happening. I've been through this before. I know that it's just easiest if I just shut my mouth, do what I have to, put on whatever performance that I have to make it end.
Did she go to the police at all, guys? Or did she just like go on TikTok?
Just TikTok, from what I understand.
That's enough said right there. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, makes no sense, bro. That's wild, bro. But then again, though, like in this scenario here, though, like she could have left multiple times, but she stayed and then performed. So I mean, that says a lot. Go ahead, Bills.
He puts me on top of him so that I don't know how much of this I'm allowed to say on TikTok. He puts me on top of him so that we are, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but he puts me on top of him so that we're 69ing. I think that it's just gonna be like normal, like he just pressured me into having sex and he scared me into having sex with him. It's whatever, like it's nothing that hasn't happened to me before. Like I'll just, you know, keep it inside like I usually do and just live with it. He starts using multiple of his fingers, forcefully pushing them into my ass. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not. Everybody's asking for an explanation, so here it is. This is literally just the truth. It's disgusting and embarrassing, and I've tried to make this video so many times, and I keep crying, and I just feel disgusting and humiliated and violated, and I know people are going to laugh at me, and people are going to say that I deserved it and think that it's funny what I'm about to say. You can laugh, it's whatever, and like I just thought that like this would help me heal by talking about it. He's basically fisting my ass at this point. It hurts really bad, and I'm blacking out and disassociating and like just trying not to be there while it's happening. Before his assistant had left the room, I had told him to please tell Alex that I was very nervous. I don't put out on the first time meeting somebody like that.
I'm sorry. He did what? Wait, he made a fist and put it in the canal? Is what she's doing? Bro, hold on. She does OnlyFans, right? So I'm assuming she's done things like this in the past before on OnlyFans, right? Or something crazy like that before? I don't know. I didn't watch it. But let's be real, though. She's done it before. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm guessing. Who knows? Let's continue. That's wild, though. A fist to the asshole? Damn.
And MMA fighters, bro. Like,
Yo, that nigga hand gotta be huge, bro.
Bro, just think about how big.
That shit is wild, bro. Yo, the whole time Mo, he's be like, Chama! Chama!
Welcome! Punch!
Real victims, bro? This is not funny for real victims, but let's be real here. Is she telling the truth? Who knows, bro?
I know she lying because she able to sit down.
Mo, she right? She's sitting down. Man.
That's actually a good call.
Man.
Mo said she lying because she able to sit down right now.
Wow.
Sitting right there.
Yeah, she's sitting down comfortably.
Yeah.
Man.
It was just one finger too many. She tripping.
Please emphasize to Alex that I'm very nervous. I haven't had sex with a lot of people. I have a lot of sexual trauma. I freeze up in the moment, and I am not able to have sex with people like that when I first meet them, and I told his translator to tell him that.
All right. Mo, put the music on. All right. So I have a tweet about this, and then I'll kind of go into some things I wrote down. Did you have anything you want to say before?
Just one more thing, man. Listen, I get it. This isn't a cool experience to have with somebody you don't want to have sex with. Understandable. But for the love of me, though, she had multiple times to leave the room. She left multiple times. She didn't leave. He's Portuguese. Sorry, he's Brazilian. Speaks Portuguese. Obviously, he doesn't speak English. So he has the translator, which is his training partner slash, I guess, like friend. And you could easily tell the guy, listen, I don't want to be here. I want to leave. I'm calling the cops. Guess what he's going to do? You know what? Hey, you know what? Leave. Get out of here. What did she do? Proceed to stay and then have her friend stay with her, with the assistant or whatever. And I'm like, bro, like you chose to be there. And then by the first touch, you should be like, you know what? Nah, I'm out of here. Get your ass up and get out. And if I had a daughter like this, right, bro, I'd be like, yo, to be fair, like you stayed there. What's wrong with you? Like, leave. Like, I'm confused of why you even stood there in the first place when you know and you do OnlyFans. Hey, niggas are horny. They're going to do what they do. Why even be in that situation in that room? But then again, she's thinking to herself, oh, I can be here, have fun, cuddle, and then just bounce. No, you can't. Because, first of all, if that's going to happen, you know what's going to happen, at the end of it. So I think that's her fault for even being there. But would you call that grape? I don't know if I'll call that grape at all. What'd you say?
Pull up my tweet real fast on this. Do you guys have it? I think Noble had put it down. All right, if you really got grape, why didn't you go to the police? Why TikTok? It's ridiculous how women run to social media instead of the authorities when they are victims of a crime. Her need for attention on social media overrides putting a criminal in jail. Let's face the truth. The sex was consensual. You just don't feel regret now and want to bring him down in the process. This is a clear clout grab. And just keep in mind, guys, that this girl is an influencer. She is an OnlyFans person. So there is an incentive there. There is gain by her going to social media to talk about this. I guarantee you that her TikTok has grown from this. I mean, we're reacting to it right now. She's going to get some traction off of that, right? And the thing is, guys, is that, feeling sorry for someone, she's going to get some subscribers off of that, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be some simps out there that are going to feel sorry, or women, or whatever it may be, and they're going to subscribe to her OnlyFans or give her sympathy or engage with her account, and it's going to help her grow. I mean, let's be very honest here, guys. In the influencer world, guys, people engage in very disingenuous practices to grow their accounts. It's a dark reality of social media. I can't tell you guys how many times people pull stunts, people script shit, people have stage actors, etc., to make things happen. It's a big reason why, people have even accused us, like, you guys bring girls on and you kick them out on purpose and it's all acting. And then finally people are kind of caught on like, oh no, never mind. Even our ops say, no, it's all real when these girls act crazy like this, because people couldn't believe it. It's live. Yeah. So fortunately, we've never been involved with that shit, and we never will, because clicks isn't everything to us. We want to keep things authentic. If things turn out going crazy authentically, great. If they don't, then who gives a shit? We've had a lot of calm panels of smart girls. We've had good discussions. Obviously, those don't go viral because it's boring and higher IQ.
Yeah.
Right. But we've brought plenty of women on that are smart and able to hold conversations. It's just that those aren't as popular. So with that said, yeah, idiot. So with that said, you guys got to understand that in the social media world, influencers will do and say anything if it helps them grow. Okay, we live in a very saturated social media market nowadays where people are trying to grow. Keep in mind, guys, after 2020, the usage of YouTube, the usage of TikTok, the usage of social media in general exploded while people were locked in their homes. And it's continued to people are more used to now being on social media for entertainment than being on mainstream, watching the news, being on watching television. Cable television has declined significantly over the past few years, and people rather go to the internet, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, for entertainment. So I say all that to say, creators, regardless of platform, have a very strong incentive to create drama, to allow themselves to get attention, to grow. At the end of the day, it's all about the dollar bills, right? Next, I took down some notes as I was listening to her talk about this crap, right? And there's a bunch of things that are interesting, right? So, number one, she waited hours for him. Doesn't that show some type of level of intent where you're waiting hours for somebody? You could have left, you were tired, as you would say a million times, but you stuck around, right? Then she gets into bed with him after she knew he was naked. That's a little weird, right? And her friend is there, and the translator. That's strange, right? And then she could have left at any time. We know this, right? It's not like they locked the door and said, "Oh, you can't go anywhere." Like, what the hell? You have some?
Yeah, just after your point as well. She waited there 2 hours plus, right?
Yeah.
And then she wanted to go out to have fun. He said, "No, we're not going out," but she still stayed and hopped in bed.
Yep.
So to your point, yeah.
And then, I've noticed this a lot too with girls is they'll use the term naive, right? And naive is nothing more than a lack of accountability term. Girls always use that, right? Like, oh, well, I was naive, blah, blah, blah. It's like, here's the thing. There's two schools of thought here, right? It's either women are equal to, because this is what feminism fights for. Feminism fights for women to be equal, right? To have all the same rights and abilities and status as men, right? But with responsibility comes what? Authority. That authority a lot of the times means your agency, and also with that comes accountability. So if you're going to go ahead and be equal to a man and stick to feminism and everything else like that, where you could decide who you want to be with and you could decide where you work and you could decide all these things, you got to deal with the agency that comes alongside that. You can't sit there and skirt responsibility and say, oh, well, I was naive. No, okay? Because and here's the thing. If you guys look at a lot of religions, right, from back in the day, whether it's the Abrahamic religions of Islam, Judaism, Christianity, etc., why were arranged marriages a thing? It was because of this very thing. So that, because they felt that in a lot of religions, they look at women as like naive creatures. If you look at the Bible, you look at the Quran, you look at the Torah, etc., it typically removes the mate selection autonomy that women had because of this very reason. Because they could go ahead and skirt responsibility and say, I'm naive. Like, no. It's like, you know what? Since you're going to go ahead and say naive, right, when it suits you, we're going to go ahead and have your father or some trusted member of your family go ahead and have the autonomy to pick the partner for you, because you're going to go ahead and do what this woman's doing right now. Look at what feminism has done. Now it's given women like this the ability to say, well, I should be able to have the agency to pick whoever I want to hook up with. Then when the hookup doesn't go the way that they want, what do they say? I'm fucking naive. So they're able to play both sides of the fucking fence, which is ridiculous to me. And I like to call out this hypocrisy all the fucking time. If you want the agency to pick the man that you sleep with, you need to deal with the consequences of picking said man that you fucking sleep with. But they want to be able to skirt that responsibility using stupid ass terms like naive all the time, which is a fucking problem, because the issue that we have is that sexual assault is no longer necessarily an issue where it's a crime. It's more of a retroactive way to come back and punish men because the girl didn't get what she wanted in the relationship. Does that make sense for you guys? They're able to use it as a weapon, okay, when they don't get what they expected in the relationship. Girls do it all the fucking time. Oh, he didn't give me a relationship. He didn't give me a title. He didn't give me a bag. He didn't give me marriage. He didn't give me whatever. What do? They come back and say, well, I was raped. I'm the victim of rape. And they're able to use that as a weapon against guys a lot of the times for some type of compliance, and that's ridiculous.
Even pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean pregnancy?
They use that against you too. Pregnancy. Yes, sir. Anyhow, but no, talk to your point real quick, bro. Yeah. It just sounds very familiar. But that's your point as well. So I think for him, he's been through many battles through the years, right? Many tough battles. But this battle right here is between him and her and the internet. And by default, it's going to be believe all women. And in this sense, it's going to be him versus people's opinions and women's, I want to say, intuition, so to speak, of their past trauma onto her. And as a result, it's going to be all these women saying, yo, I'll believe her over this guy. But then again, she just told in the story that she willingly got into bed. And let's go back to the beginning of time. Adam and Eve. Mm-hmm. Eve spoke to the devil, which is a snake in a garden of Eden. And then she took the fruit and gave it to Adam. And when God asked Eve, why'd you do this? She said, oh, I didn't know. I'll put it on the devil. It's her being naive, so to speak. Her excuse. So women nowadays are doing the same thing. They're saying, oh, you know what? I was naive, but you willingly did the act, even though you knew the consequence. And I'm like, hold on. Where is the accountability here? Because now you're just saying, well, like we said earlier, I had sex with this guy, but now I regret. My ass hurts, maybe from my fist, and now you're mad. So it's like, bro, how do you even defend this? Because you're lying on some part.
Yeah, I mean, what feminism has effectively been able to do, it's given women sexual autonomy, but not sexual responsibility, right? They end up hooking up with an asshole, or maybe it doesn't go how they had it planned, or whatever it may be, and they're able to always go back and say, I was naive, I didn't know, I'm a victim of XYZ.
Yeah.
And that creates problems, because a lot of women use it as a weapon against men to get compliance, right? And what they want, because they know that if they just come out with the allegation, that in itself is going to destroy the man. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to necessarily, I mean, look at Russell Brand. Russell Brand got demonetized off YouTube. He lost brand deals. His image took a hit, etc.
No evidence.
From these women coming out 10, 15 years later saying, oh, he did XYZ to me, with zero proof, no police reports, no nothing. But they were able to effectively destroy an entire stream of income for him off of an allegation. So a lot of these women know that they can do this and they can get away with it, and they're not going to necessarily be held accountable from a criminal standpoint, or even from a liability standpoint, right? Very rarely does a man actually sue a woman because of this. Johnny Depp did it, but He did it, and he lost money doing it. He still hasn't gotten paid by Amber Heard. I don't even know if she's paid him the money that she owes him. He lost more money to clear his name from losing deals, losing movie roles, etc., than he did from suing her. So a lot of guys don't have the resources, time, and legal power to be able to come after women legally for lying on them. Johnny Depp did it, and thank God. He had to break the law. Just so you guys know, California is you can't record people surreptitiously the way that he did. He was able to do it, but he had to break the law, record her secretly of her doing all this shit to him, and he was able to use that in court. Could you imagine if he didn't record her doing all this crap, what would happen? We would all think that he's a monster. We would all think that he's a rapist. We would all think that he's a criminal piece of crap. But thankfully, he was able to document it and show, no, this woman is a fucking liar. And Amber Heard was one of the biggest proponents, I would say the glory girl, right? The spokesperson for Me Too.
Yeah.
And look, here's the thing. Her career hasn't really been affected by it negatively. Yeah, people shit on her and everything else like that, but she's still getting movie roles. I think she's gonna she locked in a movie role not too long ago for a Marvel movie, if I'm not mistaken. So the problem is that, to boil this down for you guys, women have the ability to pick who they want to have sex with, but then they also have the ability to not claim responsibility of who they have sex with, which is a very dangerous scenario that we're in now, which has allowed concepts and institutions like the Me Too movement to literally flourish. Okay, so that's that's me breaking down that whole naive term that I dislike whenever women like to use that. Right? Then why did she leave the room when with the translator and the friend? Right? Obviously she says that they left the room. She could have left right then and there too, but she didn't. Right? She claims that she had blisters on her feet from walking all around New York. I mean, this is a guy that you claim that you don't like. You were there, blah, blah, blah. You're walking all over New York and you get blisters on your feet for this guy? Like, please explain that. That doesn't make sense. So to me, I look at that like that proves that's even more so. You waited around hours for him, right? Despite the fact that he didn't give you that much attention. You're walking around New York City all over the place, right? Suffering and enduring blisters on your feet for this fucking guy. I mean, are you really going to sit here and tell me that you didn't like him? Then she put on the performance, as she claims, I put on a performance to make it end. Come on, man. What is that? And then the other thing that's very glaring is she went to social media instead of the police. If you're really the victim of SA or Grape, as you claim, why didn't you go to the police? Why not? New York has some of the strongest SA laws and Grape laws in the country, right? Especially, probably she was more than likely, I'm assuming, staying in Manhattan. They take those cases all day, especially if it's against a celeb. So why didn't she go to the police? That's strange.
That's very telling,
right? And then also, she said she did a 6'9", right?
69.
Yeah, with this individual. I mean, that's a position that's fairly and she was on top.
Yo,
so she could have left at any time.
Oh, but just bite his dick off. And
you were in a position actually where you have the leverage in that situation, right?
Yeah.
Not to make this a fucking.
You got him by the balls, literally.
Yeah, you literally do.
Literally.
Like you could have really fucked his ass up if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So why didn't you? Right? That's another thing because you have actually leverage in that position as a woman on top.
I guarantee you, a big strong man, you get his balls, he's a goner.
And then she has the gall to say, well, yeah, I needed this to heal, so let me go ahead on TikTok and say this in front of millions of people. Like, why didn't you go to the police? Why didn't you go to a therapist? Why go on social media? And she even said it. I know you're probably not going to believe this or say that I'm a liar, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't sound like a way to heal, stupid. That doesn't make sense. And she even knew that no one was going to believe her. She knew it. So why would you go there and say this is to heal? No, it's to grow your influence, to get your name out there, because more than likely, it was consensual sex at the time. The relationship didn't go the way that you planned. Maybe he didn't commit to you. Maybe he didn't get you a bag. Maybe he didn't fucking make you his girlfriend like you had hoped, etc. And now you're coming out with this crap in spite, which happens all the time, guys. You would be shocked at how many times this happens with influential guys that have money, etc. The woman doesn't get what she thinks that she's going to get, and then she comes out and makes an allegation against it because at least she's able to claim some type of benefit from accusing him, and then he's going to suffer because, like I told y'all before, all that needs to come forward is an accusation. You don't have to prove shit a lot of the times because in the court of public appeal, they're going to assume you're guilty. All right?